Hi friends, this is Vikas from Networkers Home, and today I'm making a video on why the multi-skills or multiple skills are required for network engineers for the future growth. Now, this is a topic which is close to my heart for a very long time. As you know, I'm a CCI in routing, switching, and security, and my career spans over last 20 years into technologies, whether it's data center, security, routing and switching, and all that. Now, huge number of students that we have produced in last 16 years, CCI students that I'm talking about because we started in 2007, right? So it's almost what 16 years of producing CCIs. Huge number of our alumni, they say that they call us, or they send me messages that my career is getting stagnant. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to head from here, and I'm at 30 lakhs package or 35 lakhs package or 40 lakhs package, and I really don't know how to move further in the career and all that. So I thought of creating a video, and the single solution that comes to my mind for this problem is, or the single pill that is available for this disease of stagnant growth is multi skills or multiple skills. So we'll look at next couple of slides to see what are the how to grow further in the IT industry, and what are the the challenges people face and all that. So most people career get stagnant in IT jobs, and they don't know how to grow further. So single solution for them is multi skills. In order to understand the topic better, I'm going to the naukri.com for searching some of the job profiles, and we'll see if our argument about multi-skill is valid or not. So what I'll do is I'm just going to put keyword CCNA, and we'll see, sorry, I'll put CCNA, and we'll see how many number of jobs are there. Right now there are around 6,000 jobs. Then we'll pick up Bangalore location, and you see that Bangalore has the highest number of jobs for CCNA, right? And that you will see night because it's a hub of IT industry in the country, right? For all type of job profiles, whether it's DevOps, cloud, or Cisco networking, or any type of IT jobs, programmers, and anything else, Bangalore will always be the double of any other region, right? So here now we'll look at a couple of jobs, and we'll see the argument that we are discussing about multi skills. Now I've just picked up a job which is a little experience. Candidates are required 4 to 6 year experience, and this job the role itself says it's a multi-skill. It says network engineer and security engineer. So network and security engineer, which is a combination of two skills itself, right? But we'll see a little bit more into the job profile JD to see understand what is it. So you see that the first thing that I see is that you need to have a very good understanding of the wireless. The second is you need to be good with Cisco ICE. Then you need to be really good with third-party firewalls, Checkpoint, FortiGate, right? NG, FW, and then you need to have Juniper, Arista, Aruba, right? All those devices, and then you have Cisco DNAC and Cisco SD-WAN solutions also, right? So these are the kind of requirements that you require for this job for Capgemini. So you understand that, and there are 128 people have already applied to this particular job, right? There are pretty good reviews also for the company, and so this is one of the job, right? This shows that in networking industry, it's always multi skills, which will actually get the growth, and which is prime requirement for a good career in networking industry. Otherwise, you will be actually stagnant in some of the BPOs. Let's say if you are working for checkpoint support or Zscaler support, right? You'll be sitting there after 10 years or 15 years also. You're just sitting at the same profile because you are not multi-skill. You're not trying to move yourself to different technologies and all that. So you cannot go to the consulting role, right? The purpose of network engineer at stage one is, to have himself multi-skilled and then move to the consulting role. Now, this profile is also not consulting role, but it requires all the skills of a consulting role, right? So this is one company. Let's go back to a couple of more companies here. This we'll skip all the fresher level stuff. We'll go with at least little experience job profile. So I'll say that experience is minimum, right? This much of experience. So network engineers will see another job here, sequential tech. and 21 days, 970 people have applied to this job. 8 to 13 years experience is required for this. And let's see, what is that we really need to have in this. So these are a lot of management skills are required. You also need to be good with AWS and Azure networking, right? You also need to be good with the it's an architect level job, by the way. And it says the job profiles doesn't say that, right? It looks like it's a network engineer job, and they are looking at architect level skills. I'm not sure how much they are paying for it, and if they have the budget to pay for it, and if they have the budget, why they did not say architect on the top itself, right? Because they are trying to project that the job is for network engineers, but they are asking for the architect level knowledge, which is kind of unfair, but uh, it's very common these days. I don't know who sits in these IT departments, HR these days, and write these kind of profiles. I think they are looking for 20 people in a single job profile, right? And if you look at the technical skills also, they require a huge amount of technical skills and a lot of documentation skill on almost everything, including clouds, network security, enterprise routing, wireless, and all those skills are basically required. And here, yes, basically what they really require is a Palo Alto tech support kind of thing. That is what is essentially they required. And this is all this is copy pasted from somewhere. I don't think so. For a tech support engineer for a night shift job, they actually need a person with this kind of expertise. And I really doubt that if they are just writing it, they will be able to afford, the kind of money that is required to have this kind of skill. So this is another example that multi skills are required in every type of job. If I go to data center jobs, and in the data center itself, this is a core data center job. You see that, but you still require a lot of routing and switching knowledge. They have not given much there, but this job itself says that you also need to have SD-WAN and Silver Peak, right, which is another SD-WAN vendor and all that. So all those skills are required, plus the data center skills are required. Okay, so let's go to some more things. We'll go to this network innovation consulting. Here it is. This is a consulting engineer job, right? Now, network security engineer, and they have not given much. They are basically looking for specifically Meraki and Cisco ICE solution. So just 2 lines of candidate profile requirement. Just 2 items are required, and this nothing else, right? Okay, and then we'll go for IT network engineer job. And we see that IT administrator, here it's more like it's a desktop support kind of job. It's IT support, so not the core networking job. It's just, so this is a core networking job. Senior principal infrastructure engineer in emphasis. And here you see that they require Blue Coat proxy, F5 load balancers, Cisco, then the firewall products and reverse proxy. From the profile, it looks like they are actually looking for technical support people for either F5 or Blue Coat. That's a core requirement. You see that on the top itself. They are actually looking for. Now, again, if you look at this whole thing, right, why the multi-skill come into the picture is that, let's say if you have F5, and if there is an issue with the routing or switching and your load balancer is not working correctly because you don't understand routing and switching, right? Let's say, or you have a firewall in the network and firewall is working fine, but there is a routing issue somewhere, maybe routing loop or something else, and the traffic is not even hitting the firewall, right? In those kind of situations, you need to have a perfect knowledge about the infrastructure, because it's not just the firewall that you are responsible for, right? Most of the time, you're responsible for many other parts of the network. If I'm talking about the SOHO companies or mid-sized companies, even large-scale companies also, you need to have a perfect knowledge. If you're designing your part, you need to understand how your part is going to impact the network part, right? So let's say you are a network security engineer and you want to basically, design some firewall solutions or intrusion prevention system solutions or something like that. And you have another teammate who's a network engineer. So you have to make sure that your devices, right, they have a perfect, correlation with the network topology that your friend is designing or your colleague is designing, right? So it's a good idea to have multi skills so that you understand the larger picture. And most of the time, these are quite relevant to each other, so it's not difficult to understand those things also. So here is a Cisco routing and switching and security engineer. You see that, right? I mean, I'm surprised to see the contradicting job roles that these people actually are, the way they are posting this. It says Cisco routing and switching, and then the job profile says security engineers. What is that? Who writes that? If you need network security engineer, you write network security engineer. If you need, routing and switching engineers, you say routing and switching engineer, network engineers. But they are basically looking for both, right? 380 people have applied, 5 to 11 lakhs, 5 to 10 year experience. And you see that the core skill they require is only these two. They require SD-WAN and they require CCNA or Cisco routing and switching or security knowledge, 5 years experience. Additional skill they require is SD-WAN. But if you go further down there, you see that that's basically a completely, different set of products, which is complete data center. They have full data center set of equipment written there. On the core, they don't need that person, right, for those skills, but they still have mentioned it. And this is what scares a lot of people. And this is what makes the situation also very scary, right? Generally, in this budget in India, I really doubt that it is possible to find somebody for 10, 11 lakh rupees package. You can have 5-year experience guy with the data center skills and the security skills. I really doubt that they can actually find somebody genuine. Maybe the freshers or, somebody else is applying for these jobs. I don't know who's applying for these kind of jobs. So that's another thing. Okay, now let's go to this network engineer L2 position, and here we'll see that 6 to 10 lakhs is 4 to 9 year experience guy, and they require routing, switching, Palo Alto, LAN technologies, WAN technologies. So this doesn't actually talk about anything technical. A non-technical guy has just picked up, and they don't really mention what exactly is required. Now this is again an example of either they don't have technical people to create these JDs, and or there is some kind of issue in the company that they need to figure out, because if some company is not able to have technical skills to put a right JD, imagine what kind of services they are providing to the customer, right? So there's something wrong there. I see that. Okay, now let's say the technical support engineer, and this requires BTech guys, and this is not a core networking, but it is a tech support profile that is basically required in Windows kind of thing. So that's not what we are looking for. Let's go to the next one. Senior lead network engineer, and this is a core networking job, right? 7 to 12 year experience is what we are searching for. And these are the kind of skills which are required. What I'll do is I'll just go back to this and I will type CCIE rather than CCNA. Let's search for what we provide, right? Networkers Home is a CCI training company, not a CCNA training company, right? So we'll see the CCI level of jobs. I will choose the location. What are the total number of jobs? 2253, right? And out of that, Bangalore has the highest number of jobs, right? So I'll go to Bangalore, and then we will look at the packages. We'll go ahead and we'll see. I will go with 25 to 50 lakhs package. There are enough jobs, or 15 to 25 lakhs package jobs also, right? Now you see that, right? There is a huge difference, guys. When we were searching with CCNA with 10 year experience, CCNA with 5 to 10 years experience, right? The salary levels were very different. And here you look at CCI with 5 to 10 year experience or 10 to 15 year experience, the package range is 25 to 50 lakh rupees, right? So that's a huge difference itself when you search with CCNA keyword, or, when we compare the jobs at CCNA, people with CCNA certification, CCI certification. So here is one of the job, and you see that this is perfectly defined job, which has all the skills which are required, the technical naming of the stuff and all that, what kind of experience is required, all those things. So this is what is they really require. Ernst & Young's. Now senior network lead. This is another job profile which does not say much about the technical content of it. It's more like a managerial job, so I'll just leave it. Right, the purpose of this video is to look at the technical part of it. And now this is a perfect job profile which is where it is. It's a UK based group, senior associate. The job is in Bangalore, 0 to 4 year experience. Okay, and they require CCI certification is a plus, CCI lab, and these are the technologies, which is WAN technologies. Then these are all CCNA, CCNP level content, and then you have all these technologies which are part of your CCNP itself, and they require must have working knowledge of experience of wireless as well, Meraki and all that, and SLAs, Velo Cloud, SD-WAN, MPLS, right? Good to have skills is FortiGate, FortiManager, FortiGate, checkpoint firewall, little data center experience is a plus, and all these things. So this is more like a consulting job. This is, I'm pretty sure that they must be paying 40, 50 lakh rupees for this kind of job profile and company. So let's go to one more job and we'll see here network principal network architect and Baker's huge. Again, the job is into multiple locations: Mumbai, Hyderabad, Pune, Bangalore. 9 to 13 year experience. 343 people have already applied to this job, and this requires you BGP, SD-WAN, SDN, right? Wireless, DevOps concept are required. You need to have AWS, Azure, and other cloud knowledge. You also need to have Terraform, Ansible. So it's a combination of networking and DevOps, right? That is a trend that is picking up, guys. This is a new trend, and that's the reason we have started the DevOps program in Networkers Home, right? And our DevOps program is from a perspective of a network engineer. So these are the job profiles that we are also targeting. People who are into core networking, people who have passed out CCI from us with, now they are working with the companies. And if they want to learn DevOps from networking perspective, right, or cloud perspective, that is the core, that's a core expertise of our DevOps. Our DevOps is not from a software design perspective, right? Ours is more like the network engineers want to use Terraform to configure clouds and, want to configure VPCs and want to configure routing protocols and all that. So how do you use Ansible or Terraform? How do you use Dockers and Kubernetes and all that? So our program is basically designed for that. That's another argument. That's another logical thing that, that has pushed us to start a DevOps program at Networkers Home, because we see the future of networking is a multi-skill, that you need to have enterprise network, which is the device in on-premises. You will have some part of your network also into cloud, and you will also have to manage it using automation tools, and you will also have to use DevOps tools and all that. So the future is mixed multi-skills. The future is not one single skill. A lot of cloud engineers, they do not have a strong base of networking, and then they struggle, they come back and they start networking again, right? And so if you look at any of the network engineers or the cloud engineers, sorry, the first thing they will tell you is that you need to have a strong base of networking before entering into cloud, which is 100% correct stuff, right? Cloud is a build up on networking. It's not an independent technology on itself. So you see these kind of job profiles that we have seen, that we have explored, and it's very clear that if you are looking for growth in today's time in 2023, you need to be multi-skill. You need to have different skills from different vendors combined together to have a consulting role kind of profile, because that's where the 25 to 50 lakh rupees or 50 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupee salaries are available. You cannot reach to those levels by being a single certification guy or single technology guy. That is, in at least in networking, it doesn't happen. In software programming and other things, it does happen that you are a Python programmer, you have abundant expertise into that area, right? So but in networking, it's different. Network is basically a composition of hundreds of items. There may be wireless access point from Aruba. There will be a SD-WAN solution from Cisco or maybe some other vendor. There may be router and switches and firewalls from some other vendor, right? And all that combined. That's how networking is. Today's networking is not a single vendor. If you look at it, a lot of people prefer Cisco devices for enterprise, but they do not buy Cisco firewalls, right? They buy FortiGate or Palo Alto, which are number one player, number two players into the firewalls and security products and all those things. So that is basically my argument on multi-skill as an essential, the skill in your resume for the growth. And hopefully I've been able to explain my point to you. And any other question, any other doubt that you have, you guys can put it in the comment section. I will try to answer that as well.